20 fighting machines. In a fearsome knockout competition, last week Dietor steamrolled the competition while Minotaur charged into the runners-up Rumble. 4 more machines battled it out this week on Robot Rumble. Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another thrilling edition of Robot Rumble. Tonight we'll see us find the third automatic entry into the quarterfinals, as well as who will make the runner-up Rumble. With newcomers, old favourites and former champions, this group is one of my favourite lineups this series. So, let's go and meet tonight's Bravehearts.
From Nottingham, Fury.
Fury is certifiable Robot Rumble royalty. The first ever champion winning the 2019 pilot event, they followed that up with an admittedly poor title defence in 2020, only reaching the quarterfinals before being defeated by Minotaur in controversial circumstances.
Minotaur wins.
The team have gone away and done small improvements that should mean the original champ isn't as sluggish or cumbersome as it was last time around. Can Fury take their crown back? Only time will tell.
From Derby, Impulse.
Funnily enough, Impulse were the other finalist at that pilot event in 2019, and now they're itching for a chance for revenge on Fury. They also only reached the quarterfinals last time out before being turned turtle by Bronco. Have they got a Shreemec? No, they haven't fitted one this year. Curious.
From California, Duck.
Duck is a newcomer to the competition, but underestimate that cute little face at your peril. Its speed, coupled with immense pushing power, should make it a dark horse in a heat chocked full of talent, but the team have to make sure they can keep this beast under control.
From Brentwood, Brenda.
Brenda is a new machine and a case of 2 firsts in Robot Rumble. It's the first tracked machine in Robot Rumble, which should give it unrivaled pushing power in the competition. It also brings a new form of spinning weapon that should give it 360 degrees of defense. This is all in theory, however, as this war machine has never been tested. A champion, a runner-up, and 2 strong-looking newcomers fighting it out in this heat. We start with Fury versus Brenda.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1. Activate.
So, Fury's quest to regain its crown starts here against a newcomer who looks very strong, this Brenda, with the tank tracks, the first ever time we've seen that type of mobility in Robot Rumble before, and that spinning 360 degree blade, meaning that Fury won't be able to attack Brenda without getting some damage caused to it, and there is some damage right there. Those new and improved side pods ripped away, and already Fury sustaining damage here. A former champion, not the defending champion, remember, that is Bronco, who we saw a few weeks ago, and right now the pilot champion is in a bit of trouble here, taking a tanking from this new machine with this spinning blade. Coming in for a flip there, and Brenda very close to the pit, but away here and shoving back into Fury, who were very sluggish and slow last time out, as another panel has gone there. That 360 degree blade ripping off that panel. And Fury appears to have stopped. Are they okay? I think they've been immobilised, but it doesn't matter. Into the pit, as Brenda threw a panel off itself. But Fury had stopped long ago, and it was easy to be dumped into the pit. What a start for the newcomers, Brenda. 3 points on the board to start.
No, it didn't die.
Cease.
Your batteries fell out.
And the wheels fell.
Yeah.
Well, the power literally dropping out the bottom of Fury as Brenda makes a sensational start to its Robot Rumble career. Now it's time for Impulse to tangle with Duck.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1. Activate.
So here we go, another robot that got to a final against a newcomer. Will this end up the same way? Will Duck shock the system here as the two machines clash there? And now Duck in underneath, and Impulse push towards the pit and in! Unbelievable! Duck tangling with Impulse, there was the slam, great hit. But Duck just got underneath the runner-up from the pilot event and shoved them down the pit. Another newcomer getting a win over a stalwart of Robot Rumble. You could not make it up. What a start for Duck.
Cease.
I didn't expect Duck to be that good.
Unless Duck trying to lever its way back out. Don't worry lads, you've won. If you told me that two newcomers were leading the way over Fury and Impulse after one match, I'd scarcely believe you. But here we are. Brenda and Duck lead the way, and the two tabletoppers will be facing each other next.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1. Activate.
These two machines have established themselves as dark horses of this competition straight off the bat, and they're now facing each other in what should be a very interesting melee here. Duck with the ramming lifter and Brenda with that spinning overhead drum as they clash together. Duck shoved into the corner here by Brenda, who can shove all day long thanks to those tank tracks. We talked about them in the last episode as Duck lifts off a panel there. A nice little bit of damage caused by the Californian machine as they've stopped and are being shoved into the spikes there from that rear wheel. Brenda doing all this shoving. That spinner has not been moving particularly quickly so far in this battle. Are they saving it for an opportunity to cause more damage, or is it just simply broken? I mean, it could just be broken. Oh no, it's on now as they go ready for a clash attack, but Duck stopped them. Oh, and what's that that's come off? Let's look at this again. The attack, and Duck there lifting away the tank track of Brenda, which you can see has now come off, and that will hamper the mobility of Brenda significantly as both machines continue to feel each other out. I would say Duck is on top here. They've caused the more damage. Brenda is sort of crab walking around as, oh, it was a massive slam there, and what's come off? Bits and pieces everywhere. It's that rear shovel of Brenda as well as a side panel. Massive damage caused there from the slam of Duck as Duck sort of limps away. I think they've been wounded internally maybe, as Brenda limps around here in a match that really, let's be honest, is Duck's to lose. Brenda will keep that spinner on now because they want to try and cause some more damage to Duck, who have been incredibly good so far. And another panel goes, and actually I think a tank track has gone as well. We've lost one on one side and Brenda has crippled itself. There, look, there's the track on. It's just been snagged in the spinner, and Brenda are stuck and immobilised, and it's all thanks to the deflecting power of Duck, who's spinning and whipping up a storm here in the Robot Rumble arena. 2 fights in Robot Rumble thus far, and 2 wins and 6 points for the Californian machine, who are looking very strong.
Cease.
Duck looks mighty impressive, doesn't it, as it dismantles Brenda and goes top of the table. It's now do or die time for Impulse and Fury. A repeat of the 2019 final is next. Let's quickly remind ourselves what happened in that fantastic final back in 2019. It was actually Impulse who started the better, ripping panels off of Fury, but Fury came back into it strong, first with a little flick, and then the blockbuster moment, flipping Impulse to win the crown. Impulse wants revenge. Can they get it? We're about to find out.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2,
The Impulse team said they have waited 2 years for this moment, the chance to finally get revenge on Fury, who starts the battle slightly better there with a flip. But Fury, remember, the bottom fell out of it in the last match, so it's going to be a little bit sluggish, you'd think. They've had to repair it in the pits, get it up and ready for this fight, and right now they're sort of clashing together here, really going at it. Impulse with that spinning blade. They're going fork first though, those spikes on the back. Trying to get that disc into play straight off the front. Fury keeping the front at them, trying to flip them. They haven't got the power in that flipper. You know, it took them 2 flips last time, and that's their 3rd in this fight, and they've still not thrown Impulse over, and if they do it, it's game over. Impulse hasn't got a Shreemec. They've not learned over years of being flipped over and going out. As the panel comes off there from Impulse, Fury causing some damage. As the two now come down to this bottom right-hand corner, Fury having a little spin, a little dance, as is Impulse. Neither of them want to attack each other. What are they doing? Oh, and there's an attack there from Impulse, ripping a panel off. That's what we like to see. Going for the revenge here as another flip is a failure. And slam into one another. Fury now caught in the corner as another panel goes. It's been a bit of a low-key affair, this one. Not the blockbuster I thought it would be. Not like their previous meeting back in 2019 as the two machines come together. And what's happened to... Oh, the wheels have come off! What's happened there? There's a flip. And, oh, I think the bottom panel's come off again. The flipper. And, oh, Fury have killed themselves. That's not the way they want to go. And that means that Impulse is going to pick up the win. Oh, it's heartbreaking for the 2019 champion, the pilot champion, our first ever champion. They'll always have a place in our hearts. But they've just gone and killed themselves in a match where I think they were doing slightly better. But Impulse won't care. Revenge is theirs. Fury in the pit. That defeat means that there is now no way that Fury can qualify. The 2019 champions are out. Sensational stuff. They'll still have their part to play though, as Impulse and Brenda will need Fury to win in order for either of them to have a chance of qualifying for the quarterfinals outright.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1. Activate.
So, the equation is very simple for Duck. Get a win, or a point, and they are through. As for Fury, they're fighting for pride. The 2019 champions already out. There's no way they can go through, because someone out of Impulse and Brenda has to win. They have to pick up points somewhere, meaning that Fury can only hope for 3rd place, as both these machines currently just sort of feeling each other out. Fury going for a flip there on Duck. Both machines still figuring each other out. Flip there from Fury. They've not really had the flip capacity we've wanted so far in this group of Robot Rumble. They've been decidedly poor. Have the defending champions Duck have been very good so far, but flipped against the spikes now. A great slam from Fury. Flip them up against the spikes. Duck should be able to turn turtle. There we go, nicely self-righted with that lifting arm that has 360 degrees of lifting power. We've not really seen them lift anybody up though so far, but they have caused damage against competitors like Brenda, and were able to shove Impulse around as both machines dance very close to that pit. Fury just navigating away. Duck is very speedy, I will say, as they get underneath there. Didn't ram Fury across the arena floor as much as they'd like, as he missed the punch there, as in goes Fury again, flipping up Duck, who's doing a little handstand, or a little backstand I guess, because the head was at the other side. Duck really not getting in on those rams, but Fury doing very well with its methodical approach. And now Duck against the arena wall. Fury holding them there. Can Fury get them out the arena? No, Duck fighting back. As something's come off, that's a side panel there of Fury. As we look back on the replay, rammed against the spike, and the spike ripping that panel off. Oh, and there's a great slam there from Duck. A fantastic slam, spun round, bang, and there went the other panel from Fury. Duck fighting their way back into this competition that has been very good so far this heat, as Fury comes in now and flips Duck against the arena wall, and Duck are stuck yet again. Fury holding them there, trying to get them out the arena. Fury, really, they're out of the competition, but they're still battling for pride and metal and sweat and gears, and they want to prove that they've still got it. Duck has struggled here to take on a machine not as damaging as the other two they've faced. Duck just can't get to grips with them. As we're approaching the last 30 seconds here. And Duck's going to have a major comeback, or they could, you know, shove Fury into the pit. We know they're capable. Shoved Impulse in the previous battles in this group. They're both still here, fighting and battling. They've both been very mobile. As we're into the last 10 seconds, this will go to the judges, I think. As we're counting down. Well, it's a good tussle, this one.
Cease.
Judges' decision.
Judge's decision.
So, both machines will receive a point, and the judges will score on control, damage, and aggression, who they thought won this fight. I have to say, I think damage, possibly Duck, off the evidence of that. Great slam there. I think Fury might have been the more controlled and possibly the more aggressive. Definitely on top for the majority of this match, I'd say, Fury. Though then again, I'm not a judge. So, don't ask me to score these things. You never know who they might go for. Who will get that bonus point? I thought this was a very good attack. I think Fury could have got Duck out the arena there. Confirmation there of the judge's decision. Fury picking up the win and the 2 points, but the point for taking it to the judges means that Duck are on 7 points and cannot be caught. So it's Brenda taking on Impulse for a spot in the runner-up Rumble.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1. Activate.
An interesting scenario here in the last fight of this group of Robot Rumble. The two we've had previously are already massive damage. These two machines, I was going to say previously, the winner would be going through automatically to the quarterfinals. The runner-up would be in the runner-up Rumble at least. But tonight, it's all or nothing. A place in the runner-up Rumble or going home. And Brenda wants that badly with that big slam, throwing Impulse into the air and ripping off a panel. And the runner-up from 2019 is already looking like they're in trouble here from this big, beefy Brenda machine with the tank tracks and the 360-degree attack. Impulse can only use that spinner on the attack in one place, and they're really close to the pit, and they're in! And Brenda gets the spot in the runner-up Rumble. Impulse going home. What a shock of a group we've had. The two newcomers coming out on top. What a week we've had here on Robot Rumble. The two seeds, the two 2019 finalists eliminated by the new breed of robot. A real passing of the torch moment as Brenda takes their place in the runner-up Rumble alongside Rotator and Minotaur, while Duck takes their rightful place in quarter-final 2. We'll find out who faces them in that quarter-final next week. Until then, ta-ta.